afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Same process as ever. If we can get a show of hands, and just be mindful that the room is quite busy in terms of how long you hold on to the mic for. We've also got a Sunday embargo that will set part way through for 10:30 on Saturday evening. Start with Pete, please.
Pep, good afternoon. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
The whole of football, I think, is looking forward to Sunday. Jurgen seems to be looking forward to it this morning from what he said to us. So many aspects to the game. Just wondered how you relish going to a place like Anfield to take on a Jurgen team.
Always difficult. Have been in these years since we arrived together. So tough game. Don't discover anything else special.
How much of an advantage is it to you this week? You've qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League. Some of your players have been rested, and you have this 13-point cushion with Liverpool in the Premier League. How big of an advantage is that to you mentally?
No, I don't know. It's important. We're in crowd satisfied for 10 seasons in a row. Qualified for the last 16. But the table didn't never play in a game, not just against Liverpool, in every single game. So the game will be dictated what happened on the pitch, not because we are in front or we are behind or these kind of things.
You surprised you're so far ahead of Liverpool in the league?
The opinion I have about this team, nothing changed for the situation is in the table, not 1 second.
Can I ask you about injuries? Because there are 3 England players that seem to be having problems at the moment. There's Kyle, there's John, and there's Calvin. Can you give us an update on each of those, please?
All of them will be out.
Can you tell us for how long?
Kyle, John, I think will be back. I don't know when, but maybe in 1 week, 10 days. Calvin is getting better, is improving a lot, and Kyle still is out.
All 3 should be okay, though, for the World Cup, for example?
I don't know.
Pep, in recent times, it's been Manchester City and Liverpool, it seems, season after season, going head-to-head for the Premier League title. Do you still believe they will be your biggest threat for the league title this season?
Always have been, always it is, and will be, yeah.
So you think, again, this year, despite their start, they're still your biggest challengers?
Yeah.
Why do you have so much faith in them, considering the position that they're in?
Because I know the quality they have. They know the quality we have. So if I would say this question when 10 games left, I would say I think Liverpool cannot catch the top of the league, in that case Arsenal. But being in the position that we are in the World Cup, still everything can happen.
As Jurgen said this morning at his press conference, he doesn't think that Liverpool are in the title race.
Oh, yeah?
Do you disagree?
If he says that.
Thank you.
Hi Pep, you rested Erling in midweek. Also, Bernardo and Phil, I know they came on later. You said they were tired from the previous few games they've been playing. Are they less tired now?
We have a lot of games we played, like all the teams, and then players recovering better. We cannot forget Erling last season could not play this amount of games in a row, so he was tired, Bernardo as well, and the other ones, and of course they feel good, so they are ready for Sunday.
Liverpool haven't lost at home with a crowd for around 5 years, I think it is now. Psychologically, why is Anfield so hard to play at and to win at when they've got a crowd?
Basically because they have a good team.
It has nothing to do with the crowd.
No,
because you won there in COVID.
Of course the crowd,
crowd.
Of course the crowd is involved in every stadium, but basically because they are a good team.
Hi Pep. The situation regarding Erling Haaland, is he fit to play on Sunday?
I said before, yeah.
So he's ready. That's good.
I said before, yeah.
I have a question about his how he plays in the City team as well, because Brede Hangeland, he obviously works with Haaland closely with the Norwegian national team. He's saying that Haaland is revolutionising the way he's playing as a striker, with the fact that he's not he's holding on to defenders but not necessarily being so active in the play. Do you think the way Haaland is playing is revolutionary, and what do you think of the way Haaland is playing as a striker for City?
I don't know. It's who is he is as a football player, with his movement, with his pace, with his potential. But I don't know, he's a revolutionary in terms of never in history I've seen a striker like him. He's one of the best so far, so there's no doubt about that. But I didn't reflect about the question you have made to me.
Yeah, hi Pep. Phil Foden scored on his last two trips to Anfield. Also got the hat trick against United. How is he becoming one of your sort of men for the big occasion, Phil?
Well, Phil have is a threat. He's an important player up front for many things, but it's a new game. So it's the same one asked me, "Oh, this guy didn't score in the last 3-4 games." It's new game. New game have to start from zero. What do you have to do?
He went past 50 goals for City as well recently. I mean, is he?
Yeah, a lot.
Getting more goals.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of goals. Play a lot of games, important ones, and always he produced something special. Definitely.
Hi, Pep. Can you tell us if you've changed anything about the way you approach going to Anfield? Because in the early days when you went there with City, it felt like the team maybe melted a little bit under that pressure. They were caught out a few times.
I had the feeling always in Anfield we behave really well. In other games, maybe in the last 2 games, we were a little bit soft for different circumstances. But you have to behave at top level in terms with and especially without the ball and being active in second balls and many things and like. But in Anfield, winning or losing, always behave with incredible huge personality. We have played that.
And as a manager who's managed at the biggest stadiums in the world, how does the Anfield atmosphere compare?
No, it's one of the biggest ones, the nicest ones, and it's a joy to be there and be part of this type of game. So, but as I said before, the air is important, but at the same time, it's a football game, and it's where Liverpool is important is the quality that they have.
Hi, Pep. In your time here, you've had different challenges, whether it's Chelsea or Man United or Liverpool now. They've all had good seasons and they've had poor seasons, while you've always been able to maintain. If you haven't won the league, you finish second usually. What do you put that consistency down to?
On ourselves?
Yeah.
This is I said many times, this is our biggest achievement I've done as a team. But everything can change immediately. So with 3 months ago, Liverpool was fighting for unprecedented situation in the English football. The fight for 4 titles, won 2, he lost for 1 point. In a final, he had more shots on target, more chances, more everything than the opponent, and they lost. So for just 2 little details, they could not achieve something that never before a team, an English team, have done. This is the same team, with the same manager, with the same. But the moments happen, we will have. We try to avoid it, to have bad moments, but we will have. And it's part of the nature of the competition, and that I pay zero attention about, they are good moment or bad moment. I analyze how is the team and always spending the best of them. And this is what we have to approach. And it's not necessary to tell to the players. They know, because in the last years we fought for all the competitions and all the titles and close, really close. And we were a little bit better, especially in the Premier League. But nothing changed the opinion I can have about them.
Hi Pep. I think you just said you think your team was a little bit soft in the last couple of games. So how can you be harder? Can you just explain a little bit what you mean, please?
Well, you have to win duels. When they push you, you have to push. When you are there, you have to be there. And in the semi-finals, the FA Cup, because of course it was tough to recover the incredible effort we have done in Champions League. And the Community Shield, still we are not ready. They were in one pace higher than us, and without that, against that team, you cannot compete.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant the recent league game, your recent games this season, but you didn't mean that. You meant previous.
Yeah. No. Recent, I'm talking. I don't have any complaints about the players in the recent week. I've said the last 2 times we play against them.
Pep, I think everybody would love to see your rivalry with Liverpool go on for years. I mean, regarding your contract here, is it Is it something that you'd want sorted out before the World Cup, or could you see that dragging on?
I don't know. As you know now, I'm not thinking 1 second about that. I have 2 weeks, I think so, not 2-3 weeks before the World Cup. Like, this is the most important thing. So we have time after we talk.
Mo Salah looked sort of, if not back to his best, then back amongst the goals the other night. I wondered what you made of the second half performance for Liverpool against Rangers, and if you could sort of talk about the respective threats posed by Erling Haaland and Mo Salah.
This type of players always score goals in his career. They are going to score all the time. Sometimes they struggle a little bit because the team maybe is not in their best, but the quality are there. So both players, they have chance. They can convert it. So they are so good. So, and yeah, they scored 3 goals last game. They show in nothing. So they know it's not necessary. I was said before, we play many times against Liverpool. It's not necessary to say Salah don't score goals to know now he's not going to score goals anymore. No, so score always is going to score. We know that.
Hi Pep. Erling is one of a few players who isn't going to the World Cup in your squad. What are the plans for him during that time? Will he be allowed to kind of go away for a few weeks? Or
Yeah. I don't know the plan, but maybe 10 days, 2 weeks will be off, can go holidays with the family and come back 2 weeks to